one final set. Our journey culminates here. This is the Call of Duty Mobile World Championships.
There you have it, our two grand finalists, GodLike and Wolves, getting themselves ready to go and settled on the stage now as we prepare.
This is going to be a very tough matchup stylistically, no matter how you want to spin it.
And there are no vetoes for the control because there is no veto advantage
Correct.
coming into single elimination. So this was standoff selected by GodLike.
Montage, pass this off to you. Let's do it.
Let's have some fun there, friends. Oh, this is so cool. It's just, again, the story that we framed at the beginning of the day. They're all four teams that were left. Three of them were all about, I got to go play that team or this other thing. There was all this extra drama between the two, but the India squad of GodLike were all about playing for themselves. We've got GodLike out of India, Wolves out of China, and we're into takeoff map 1 grand finals, COD Mobile World Championships one more time. Let's get it on.
Takeoff played one time for Wolves, of what we just got to see. It was a close affair versus Q9 earlier, but they got the job done. This is such a good map set for GodLike. If they can win this first map, like we already talked about, you have to try to survive to make it to the end of the best of 7.
Really solid start, just kind of 50-50 over the top of the hard point. Everyone kind of getting a feel for one another. Again, the statistics on this map should firmly favor that of GodLike based on how they've played it so far this week. In only a single instance we've seen Wolves. But the thing about this map too is if the SMGs can get hot early for Wolves, they could really become a problem. 16 plays 7. Lots of focus over towards rotation. Good kills for Wolves on the exits. That will establish them control the left side of the map as we look over towards the bottom part towards P2.
10 seconds remain here for P1, and as you say, the rotation towards new is what's immediately focused for Wolves just about 10 seconds ago. They've been having players anchor out inside of P2 already, but not blocking the spawns for P2. The biggest issue for GodLike is that the positional advantage for Wolves has the split spawning across the map.
Yeah, with the Predator missile, it makes things a little bit more comfortable here for Wolves on rotation. Abiz does find a handful of kills. That's 3 in a row for him. That keeps the hard point at least more contestable from GodLike trying to break from the front. Long route being hit by King, number 4 in yellow. He's just trying to shut down the window play, but GodLike are all in from the front. They climb the scaffolding, they get in, they find some time to contest. Follow up from Neon, able to at least shut down a couple of members, but you can see the Wolves members have to have their heads on a swivel as GodLike is swarming the hard point, just not able to find the kills to fully get in. Abiz again, though, becomes a catalyst, opening the door, and one more player to find. Prevail will get the kill, and there will be GodLike finding their first significant amount of time.
It's a big 25 seconds to have for yourself if you are GodLike, and I gotta say, heads up play still spawning out for them while the hard point was still active, trying to cut off the reinforcements for Wolves that were spawning effectively in for P2. That said, Wolves still have close respawns. They're trying to hit through the old time, given that GodLike are trying to set themselves up for the first money hill, which is P3.
Yeah, timing here actually favors Wolves, not only because they're able to get this exit, but with as much time as left in the hard point, they can still make moves across the middle map, and the kills are coming through. Neon, like we framed up, a big double backside red. That will establish some control as far as how Wolves want to try to find an entryway in towards this third hard point, and they're going to have operators to help establish this control on top of it. King, good shots with Peg, able to take down more GodLike members, and it's getting a little bit out of hand here for GodLike. Have to slow things down, have to find some sort of a hit and set up together, because at the moment it's feeling very individual. Neutrino only getting 1 for a War Machine, and Wolves are off to the races.
P3 is where we're going to see a lot of these operators come out and have to find immediate effect. As you said, you want realistically to be able to find a whole lot more when you do pop out that War Machine, but I mean, Wolves, as far as effective usage for their operators, coming out on top. You still have Learns, operators, should you want to use it. Same can be said for Pegs on the opposite side, but it seems that we're going to try to get the job done the hard way as an Annihilator gets popped by Learn, immediately shut down.
It's getting a little jittery right now for GodLike. A couple of good moments here and there in the kill feed, but it's not really amounting to significant time. Wolves definitely holding the edge in terms of how this map is trending towards their direction. 83 plays 37. Couple of extra seconds here at the end. At GodLike, I will say early, you need to find this rotation right here to P4. Get yourself back into this game. Learn with a Vortex gun. Gonna try to choke off these entry points around the side doors. Well done, able to find a couple. then following up, Prevail. He's been good with the equalizer so far, and it looks like GodLike have a pretty good read here as far as where Wolves are spawning. There's only one out. King could possibly play a pitcher, but he gets taken down, and now GodLike have full control of P4.
Well, luckily enough, especially for Trunks, whether or not he was able to at least see a player spawn on the north side of the map was definitely helpful. Prevail still has an equalizer. 42 bullets left, and they're sliding on in. Learn. Gonna end up using his Hunter-Killer drone to at least clear the space. Furthermore, Prevail, utilizing the Predator missile, is keeping all these players at bay. It needs to be stressed. You needed the majority of this time if you are GodLike before that got out of hand in the first set.
And they absolutely provide brilliant usage of the operators. Now the last hit coming out from Wolves, all of it from the front doors. What? How does King get 3? That's enough to allow Sheen to get in. Can he find the final kills? Abiz, oh, what a double! Saw it from the victim's perspective, but it's impressive nonetheless, getting 2 on the slide. And GodLike, they've arrived into map number 1 and take their first lead.
I mean, barring King just sliding in, somehow finding a triple, GodLike turned P4 into a damn near full 60. That flips the lead, albeit by 8. Going in towards the second set, see where GodLike are currently positioned on the map. Still so much that has to be done. Operators in the back pocket. 4 Wolves, 2 players strong. EMP system on the way for Prevail should he want to use it.
Really good stuff coming out of Abiz to keep his team in it. We said that a lot during the Hacienda map number 1 when they had played in their previous series, and he's doing it here once again. Abiz taken down. Little caster curse there as Wolves are able to find themselves 3 straight eliminations, and now right back into the hard point go Chinese's team's best. Opportunity for GodLike still to try to make things mixy from the high ground, but Wolves now have full control of the 2 different points of areas that you want here over the top of P1. High ground control, super pivotal, and Wolves have a chance to soak up a majority of this back 20 seconds.
It was right around this time in the first set that Wolves really started to sink their teeth into GodLike. They have the close spawns for P2, keeping P1 contested. 10 seconds still remain as far as P1 is concerned, and GodLike are trying to send players in from the staircase on their side of the map. A spawn out does occur. You have 1 player, that's Abiz, that effectively spawns in for P2, but wonderfully scouted out by Peg, shutting things down before the rotation towards new.
But Trunks is able to kind of step into where he had left off, and GodLike will have a chance to make this mixy on rotation. Keeping an eye on Neutrino. War Machine gets popped. This is almost a solo play from him. His teammates are starting to flood in from window side, and he's going to have Wolves almost spawn trapped here in the back. The help is here for GodLike. Can Wolves get out of this?
Wow.
So much explosion happening in their spawn. We've got Gravity Vortex guns, Sparrows, War Machines, the kitchen sink, if you will. And Neutrino's going to continue to lock it down with an AR. A brilliant moment here for GodLike, and it forces the hand of Wolves to have to use something to try to crack this code.
Now it really starts to make your head scratch if you are Wolves. With the amount of time you contested for P1, you played for the future over by P2. But all of the operator usage was so good from GodLike, and now they have to close spawns to try to reinforce for the scrap time. Wolves feel like they're threatened to probably use some of their operators themselves, should they want to do so. But you just have to try to keep this contested for about 10 seconds and hold the rotation towards new. With so much easier said than done.
GodLike are taking their attention over towards the top side of the minimap, rotating through red, trying to get in the back doors of this 3rd hard point. Neutrino does have the Predator missile, doesn't quite land for much as Wolves will cleanly exit away from the 2nd hard point and make their way towards mid-map. It'll be a fight, 50-50, as the hard point opens up. Peg from the front could really change things up with the Purifier if he wants to pop it here, but instead just trust the SMG and Neutrino will meet him. Prevail also getting involved. GodLike 2 for 1 on the kill feed, and it's clean immediately afterwards. GodLike able to step into the 3rd for some time early.
But they're all kind of trapped inside the hard point. That's a great read to take down Neon from Trunks to make sure that at least they have an exit going over towards the courtyard. 40 seconds remain here on P3, and Wolves are setting themselves up for a little bit of a pinch. Prevail, gonna pull out an equalizer, immediately shut down. It's the Claw that comes out to play for Zai. He's been good with this the entire weekend.
Not just by himself, he gets completely isolated. Abiz able to catch him by surprise, and GodLike starting to grow their lead. Trunks on the outside, gets a good read of the spawns, and a clean kill feed again for GodLike. Neon and Shing, last players left alive, trying to find a way to flush out these remaining GodLike members, but are unable to do so. Trunks will have the last word, and GodLike now grow a major cushion, 165 to 113, and heading towards rotation again.
And P4 is where they got themselves about a full 60 in the first set, Alan, so now you have to really feel the sweat dripping down your back if you are Wolves. You have to break this early, whatever means necessary. Neutrino with the War Machine up top is watching these players kind of waltz right in front of them but get shut down.
Zai on the ledge just completely avoids the launcher of the War Machine. Trunks getting to work, pinching things up through mid-map on 3 in a row. Turn and burn almost. Shing able to shut him down, but GodLike in the hard point for now. Neutrino following up. Wolves still with numbers, forcing their way in the hard way. Trunks beats it with the claw and a nade combination. That'll be good for 3. GodLike with the numbers, and they have a perfect read on where Wolves are trying to hit this from. Oh, it's been clean so far from GodLike ever since we were here in the last rotation through, and they very well may find themselves over the 200-point mark on this hill.
Operator usage is an absolute chef's kiss out from GodLike, reacting to when Wolves ever try to utilize theirs. Trying to do it the hard way for the back 15 seconds. You feel like you need all of that, plus the majority of time on P1, plus the rotation towards new. It's a 70-point lead, give or take, that GodLike currently hold over Wolves' head.
And Wolves feel like they have to fight for every final second here. No reason not to. Spawns will be just over towards the left side of the map. Looking to fight for the high ground. Neutrino. Big gunfight went on to King. Holds on to one of the 3 major corners you're looking for. And oh my goodness, Lorne is snapping. And he's not done until King comes off spawn and finally bests him. GodLike still in the hard point. Over the 200-point threshold they go. Wolves struggling to find any sort of a footing since the first rotation to hard points, really since the first 3 hills, if we're being super specific, and that continues to be the case. GodLike ripping them apart.
2-11, counting on up, 35 seconds left to be soaked here at P1. Trunks has 45 kills. He's leading the entire lobby. Comparatively to the opposite side, your usual suspects aren't showing up. Peg is at an uncharacteristic 26 kills. Where is the slaying god for Wolves?
Bees is also just kind of floating from kill to kill. Pred missile called in. GodLike able to step closer towards getting themselves in that first map win column. Trunks, good double out of him. Finally put down by Xing, and Wolves will follow up. Okay, moment of control here. Clean kill feed leads to Wolves being able to soak up the scrap and make moves over towards new. Can they win the gunfights, though? That seems to have been the problems for the last 5 minutes of this map, and GodLike are going to rip them apart. Blue in the kill feed again, and with that, Abiz may put this out of reach with the Sparrow. Looking good for it as Wolves will spawn back over towards the left-handed side, and GodLike have every bit of awareness that this is happening.
But they're walking into Trunks, who also pulls out the claw, finds himself too, forces King to pull out the Sparrow of his own. You have to shut down these operators and somehow contest the time, because GodLike are so keeping it contested.
Prevail, equalizer, oh, and inside. Able to find the claw just in the nick of time. Peg on the hunt with the Purifier. This kind of forces him out into the open, but it still works out for a double kill. Not done with the claw yet is Zai, as he's able to combine a handful of eliminations and also gain a little bit of breathing room here. Wolves are not out of this. 20 seconds still to fight for. GodLike gonna give this a good old college try, see if they can find their way around the backside. Lurn gets 2 before being shut down by a War Machine. Numbers not great for GodLike. Here comes the return for Wolves to the hill, but Lurn and Trunks, they're still alive. Peg, last one left up top. Neither team could obviously win here, but it is really good news for GodLike to make Wolves really stretch on this rotation.
You effectively have to cut through the middle of the map in about a 6-second time. You have an operator in your back pocket if you are Xing. One operator at least available for Neutrino. Predator missile comes out, but Lurn finds 2. The kills are going in GodLike's way.
They can pop the War Machine right here, just blow him out of the map. That's exactly what's going to happen. Gravity Vortex gun will focus on one side, War Machine on the other, and nobody from Wolves is going to be able to get into this hard point. Last couple of shots come out. Wolves individually trying to work their way on, but no, GodLike, after a slow start in the first 3 hills, never look back and take a convincing map 1 win.
Step 1 done.
Fortunately, that was Wolves' hardpoint pick. So, huge advantage when it comes to selecting your way through this series. 250, 186, and 53 kills from Trucks Heaven. Think about what went wrong, what went right, really break things down and really do your homework. And it looks like GodLike have definitely provided the prep that we were hoping to see from them last year here in 2023. Issues have been resolved. We're ready to get things going. It's Fire and Search and Destroy again. Major favorite, you would think, just based on how GodLike played it before. They will be starting off on the defensive side. No early aggression here from Wolves as GodLike take a bit of a gamble stack over towards B, and they're actually pushing through. If they get this top jungle route, that would be massive for GodLike's map control.
But you have to imagine that Wolves are going to be watching that. 2 players strong around Wood, even the bomb carry here for Xing, expecting the push to come through. These 3 players for GodLike expecting the same thing. Somebody needs to push through.
What? That is an unbelievable shot from Neon. Abiz was in a prime position to watch that cross. Proned up in a window, and Neon just jump peek connects. And now he knows there's more. Looking for an extra opportunity to kind of get the numbers in favor of Wolves. Looks like that opportunity has closed. And now we follow the bomb carrier over towards the A site. In their way is Lurn. He's the only one here. A couple of the shots tag up a handful of Wolves members, and it's actually enough to kind of push a handful back, but as the smoke comes through, it's enough cover for Xing to get this bomb planted.
Numbers favoring that for the post plan of the offensive team. Tin Control is also there. Also have a player working top wood. His retake is mostly coming through from America for GodLike.
Looks like all 4 members are going to try to flood this. Over the top, King able to help out. Xing holding on to his life over the top of the bomb site as well. Peg from trailer assisting. Last player left, nowhere to go. And yeah, good post plan, really good feel. And it all starts with that battle. Neon versus Abiz. Tally at 1-0 in favor of Abiz, or part of Neon.
All I'm going to say is I'm not surprised. That guy is nuts. That first blood was just about everything for them to be able to pivot through the middle of the map and get that bomb planted over at A. Everybody on Wolves got to kill that previous round.
Yeah. GodLike heavy stacking their defense over towards A. More patience here from Wolves. You can definitely tell that their whole idea is let's try to feel things out with our scopes. And Abiz once again will drop very early on. Wolves have so much clock to play with. And this is the thing that we've seen out of Wolves, is they get numbers advantage and will kill all noise, create doubt, force GodLike to start second-guessing their setup before they eventually feel things out and try to hit.
Unforced errors. It's very popular for search and destroy, especially looking at this Wolves roster. I mean, they have numbers. They know they took the sniper down, but they're still expecting for a push to still come through. You still have a full-on stack for GodLike around this A bomb site, expecting the push to still come over there.
Double stack in front of the site. Help learning over the top. That's Learn himself. Here comes the hit. And the crossfire is really good. Free phone. Able to get the one. Neon over the top. Jump snipe will hit. Can't quite find the second, but Zai will follow forward, and that will be enough to collect the kills. Bomb does get dropped in the process, though. But the numbers offensively super favoring Wolves who go to a 4v2.
So trying to maneuver towards this A bomb site, need to collect the rock before you completely lay it down. But I mean, again, Neon holding the angles, able to get the quick sight, and Zai's able to plant the bomb. It is just over. Again, you really do feel like, for GodLike, a lot of these rounds aren't going to come in a winning conclusion until you deal with Neon in that scope.
Sure, absolutely. And there's going to be a decision that has to be made here in round number 3 for GodLike. Do we continue to try to battle in 1v1 with sniper rifles, or do we just stay away from him and force this Wolves front line to have to be the playmakers? Nades over towards B jungle. Nothing there to connect with, so those will go empty. Trunks playing a crossfire with Prevail. And it looks like we're getting our answer here early here, proper. Both slopes for the side of GodLike have backed up completely until Neutrino tries to play with a little bit of elevation, topside 10, and Neon again converts for first blood.
Insane. You give him a shoulder, he will take off your entire torso. That is just the Neon way. 2 goose eggs still sitting, 3, excuse me, for GodLike. And I would say play more patient and expect the push to come to you. But by the time, again, any bit of information is soaked and absorbed by Wolves, they're ready to pounce and turn that into a couple kills.
Yep. Abiz is going to have to step forward here, too. And not going to happen. Neon continues to connect. It's just nothing safe to peek right now. If you're GodLike, Neon isn't missing. Already on 5 kills, and we're just in round 3 with still more kills potentially to come. Nade over the top will be sent over towards barrel position. Peg able to get another elimination through mid-map, makes this plant nearly a guarantee. And Abiz will not be able to do too much. No chances at pre-firing the bomb or finding a kill on the exit. So once more, we find ourselves in a 2v4. Not good news here for GodLike.
Having to retake with Abiz in his scope. Learn also picks up a scope from the ground as well. Is able to at least find 2 quick scopes in succession. At least mitigating the life disadvantage, but still, that clock is not on your side.
And you're still trying to re-break this with 2 scopes at the moment. Checking over through long. Learn has a ground in his back pocket. Here's the check from King, and all quick shots from Learn. Trying to protect the player inside a trailer, but then it's a double wide swing from Wolves, finding both kills simultaneously. So normally it would be Abiz and Neutrino that are sniping, but someone may want to give it over to Learn if he's hitting quick snopes like that.
I mean, given the fact that Abiz and Neutrino have a resounding 0 kills in between the two, as they're still trying to figure out where the hell Neon is located at, might have to make a compelling argument for it there. Brothers smoke through the middle of the map, at least getting some warning shots out. But all of Wolves, again, are just waiting for somebody for GodLike to overextend.
Yeah, this is literally a battle of discipline right here. It's GodLike versus themselves, essentially. Don't overpeak. Take hard scoped angles. Force Wolves to make tough decisions. Don't let them just pick you apart one by one with the scopes. King has gotten a super forward angle. Expect that Wolves will try to do something to rotate GodLike over towards this A site and try to feed King a couple of free shots.
King is pushed all the way up over towards the A bomb site. That's a lot of space cleared. With all 10 players still remaining in the lobby, Zai thinks that's a delicious idea to plant the bomb.
Yeah. Neutrino trying to hope for some spam shots, not going to work out. And again, the difference maker is King, playing on that 1-for-1 angle over the top. Flank on the way in the back. Peg has a pretty good idea of this, but he actually looks away at the exact wrong moment. Can GodLike find success on this retake from behind? Lorne able to get the first. And now, Neon, trusted, has to find a couple just to make sure this wood house position stays locked in. Abiz takes down King in the corner. Now numbers for GodLike. Neon comes up empty. Now numbers significantly for the side of GodLike. Xing and Zai, last one's left. Late play from Xing. Oh, and he's able to find a handful. Prevail, 1v1. Can he get here in time? Xing's just gonna play with the clock, has to hop it. Here's the check, shot comes through. Why does he have enough time for it? No. Almost stepped on in the nick of time, but it went to 2 seconds too quickly, and Wolves will have a 4-0 edge.
It's a game of discipline, Alan. You already called it right at the beginning of that round. And Wolves understand that. I mean, Xing's positioning over by Bathroom was everything, especially when you already had players push over by the A bomb site. Things you need to be aware of if you are GodLike and try to adapt, given that there's only 2 more rounds on this side.
Idea for a quick hit defensively through B, but again, Wolves just are not budging. Quick play from Trunks, caught on sprint. You can feel GodLike getting antsy. Nothing's working their way. It's a very different style than what they just played versus LG. Neon still shrugged off. Long-range shots are good. Prevail also trying to sneak forward, gets shut down. It's just, Wolves are just happy to sit around for the first 45 to 60 seconds of the round and said, yeah, come on in. We'll take these 1v1s from our fortified houses.
Making this firing range feel like an Arklov peak with how much space that they have and how much time they're able to exhaust. GodLike just need to stop getting antsy. They're at least taking down Neon, but you're still in a 3v4. Bomb's going to get planted here today.
It's another odd man situation on a post plant. Oh my goodness, if King is able to get that scope up again, there is a pretty heavy chance that he converts. Follow-up play from Zaya, mid-trailer, works out well for not 1 but 2. Last player left is Neutrino with nowhere to go. I mean, it really is the simple fact of this half has been decided by GodLike just running into Wolves who are happy to have them.
And the question remains, why?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Either throw some shoulders, try to get that first pick, or just play a full-on retake. There's no reason on defense, especially for fire range, you need to be giving up that many lives too early. Oh,
look at this information from Neon. Whoa, what an angle from Abiz. A quick slide through from Prevail had Neon preoccupied, and Abiz's late pick will work out for first blood. Nice little cheeky play off the front side. Trunks also up close and personal. Wood window will take down 2, and here we go. GodLike starting to find a lot of control all of a sudden, but is it maybe too little, too late? Last defensive round of the half for them, looking pretty locked in, but even that told, there's still a chance here. With King still alive, first shot goes wide. There will not be initially another chance for a second. The double peek comes through, and Abiz will find the kill. That will get the first round for GodLike.
First round, but I feel like it's a day late and a round short.
Yeah, well, three rounds short, really.
Yeah, truly. 5-1 half. Now you need to convert on all of these rounds just to potentially force overtime. If you are GodLike, who are now on the offense, at least you got to see what happens when you take down at least 1 scope. Trunks can get in their face.
Wolves stacking 2 into trailer. Nades are actually landing here. Peg has gotten tagged up by a handful of utility. Does GodLike have the ability to flush this out? Do they even want to? Trunks will sneak forward. Bomb from Prevail getting planted. Here's the check from Wolves. Toe tags come through, but not enough to stop the plant. Prevail will get it down. Jump peek from Peg. Not going to work out as Neutrino tallies first blood. That is not a good nade. Get out, Mr. President. Get out of there. GodLike still holding real close towards trailer side. And these 2 players from Wolves can knock it on trailer. There's just no exit here whatsoever. Neon has to literally force the door open, and okay, that may be enough. Xing's able to get 2. Trade starting to come through, but a little bit of presence for GodLike. Is it enough? Down to a 1v1. Neutrino playing from the opposite side. 13 seconds on the clock. Xing has not seen him yet. Neutrino just holding cover and then pops up as soon as utility connects. Well played, and GodLike get 2 in a row.
Yeah, really well played coming out from GodLike. Again, given that fact that they were able to get on that bomb site very, very quickly, hold in the middle of the map, keep those players trapped inside of tin as long as they did. Plus, the post plant was exhausting about like 10-15 seconds before those players finally left trailing.
And this is one of those things, when you drop 5.5, you better hope that your second half is just better prepped than whatever Wolves have to offer. First blood again to Neon. He has been all over it, and King will follow up. The scopes for Wolves, such an issue, such a problem. And now you've got a very laborious 3v5. Wolves can just sit back and enjoy the scenes until Learn actually sneaks up. If he could get this planted, it would be massive, but the check for Peg is good. Definitely confirmation on the damage that had been dealt previously. And the last 2 members of GodLike are stuck without the bomb. Make it 1.
A little back and forth jump shot. Neon gets the better. And we'll find the last of Neutrino. So map point here for Wolves. And again, it is just a game of mere inches. You cannot afford to make any mistakes. To your point there, Shift, you gotta play it so perfectly on this side, given that you gave up 5 rounds on the defense.
Yep, and it's gonna be a gut check call over towards B. Trophy systems will keep them safe. But again, King jump peeks that and connects? Are you kidding me? Prevail gets into closet, but King is still backed up and playing over through tire side. Abiz is having a little bit of an issue with Zai on the backside of Car. And the kills for Wolves are fully here. Defense is rotated over, it's clean, it's polished, and it's just down to Neutrino. Nowhere to go. 7-2 to Wolves. Both teams now taking each other's opening map picks.
It's really unsurprising, but yet surprising for that one simple fact, right? Is that yes, you are taking your, I'm not gonna lie, just immediately looking at the stats and the development from a lot of these rounds, double positive out from Neon. Sheen going 9-6 with the MVP for his team. Sort of inch, you could turn it into a country mile. Granny is gonna be in overtime work with the amount of spawn traps that could end up coming to be here on this map number 2.
And another moment where you put a lot of attention and spotlight over towards the SMGs on both sides to see who can find a way to catch momentum and take away the map quickly. Here we go, 1-1 tally, best of 7 grand finals. Wolves responding on the firing range, search and destroy in convincing fashion. GodLike will have the benefit of defense though, seeing as this is Wolves map pick, and they already made their play through the backside of gas, and the kills are absolutely perfect for GodLike starting up. First 3 will get tallied, and the spawn trap is already on. Holy smokes, what are we watching for? 7 kills, good. GodLike already pinning Wolves back into their base.
Already inside a top bedroom as well, like you talked about. I mean, they immediately flooded all the way through the backside of Hotel, through Delhi, got right in their faces. It was a flawless opening break for GodLike, still trailing by 6 lives are Wolves, but they're slowly trying to get out of their spawn.
It's just taking so much time, and it's taking a lot of lives as well. Decent trades coming out, being able to provide an exit over through gas station side, but with the time being as low as it is, you kind of have to keep your focus over towards the front of the map, and my goodness, this guy doesn't miss. Another quick snipe out of Neon. King trying to get flush out the back play. What is that slide? Abiz just got on the slip and slide from literally refrigerator all the way to backside deli, and is able to break a handful of ankles as time starts to run out on Wolves. Last 9 lives, 22 playing 9, and this is a huge start for GodLike.
Yeah, I'll say. Feels like they can almost do no wrong until Neon finds himself 2 with the boomstick, but he's realistically the only one that's finding value. The problem is that he's doing it with the sniper, and he's trying to create space for his SMGs and ARs to get in better positioning. But this one was all over from the opening break. There, I mean, that flawless opening that GodLike had was, for all intents and purposes, GodLike.
Yeah, absolutely. So there it is. That'll be the round. Neon not able to quite get there. So again, this is one of the things that I always have kind of looked at and evaluated. You know, the Eastern teams, Chinese teams in particular, they love to pull sniper rifles out on controls. And yeah, it's great because you get a one-shot kill more often than not. But how do you follow up after that elimination comes through, especially in a map like Standoff where you've got so much ground to cover to see either zone. So a perfect opening defense from GodLike. Now it's up to what they can do offensively. And on their breakoff, they do get over to A quickly. Not quite able to stay on top of the zone. Sloppy shots from Zai, punished, but the trade comes through, so no damage dealt. Shing over to the backside of gas station also gets dealt with. So again, back and forth here. GodLike dealing with the Bees, playing through Warehouse, have a chance to try to join them over towards the A site.
That Standoff is a very difficult map to find value with offensively, but it was a full hold, so if you are GodLike and you want that round 5 defense, it's starting to shake things up to look that way. You realistically just need to be able to find a segment or 2 on one of these 2 zones. Getting a couple kills all the way through Hotel is pushing Wolves back in towards their spawn. They're currently on both zones.
Learn hasn't found anything yet with the Annihilator, but he's going to be a problem from this top window position. Trunks making sure that nobody from Wolves can recontest this A zone, at least not for free. Learn eventually caught off. Trunks, does he find this kill here? Sure does. And with that, second tick of progress will be locked over towards A. Sparrow for Neon, trying to find a way to kind of get back to this zone, maybe try to stop that third tick of progress from coming through. Here come Wolves, playing hard for the retake. Can they get there in time, though? It's still being ticked up. There's still a member on. Neon didn't realize it. He may have only thought one player was there. So an extra 60 seconds get added, and we're playing 15v15.
Job still good, well done. If you are looking at it from GodLike's perspective, even if you lose this, as far as a round is concerned, that full segment capture is massive. trying to push a little bit further forward. Our Wolves getting themselves in towards the backside of Delhi. Now it's all up to Jing to see if he can try to keep them trapped even further. But GodLike, again, have found an avenue through back Delhi.
Yeah, sure have. And there's still tools to be used here. 9 playing up against 11. Minute 20 in the clock. That B zone doesn't have to be a focus as of yet for GodLike. Just comes down to, can you work your way into some good positions to find decent kills? And this one from Abiz should be able to eventually lock down the shots. And now we go 8v8. Left side of the minimap starts to come up blue. Up top, nice shutdown comes out for Wolves though, dealing with the threat. Still more to come though, and King gets caught by surprise. 6v7 now all of a sudden. And Wolves have kind of backed off that attempt to try to get forward defensively. They're just trying to play these lives out and use the clock as an ally. Prevail though with the equalizers, getting to work, clearing out warehouse.
Needs to be able to find further value with this. You feel like that if you're pulling the equalizer out this late in a 6v7, that should be the call that you can possibly close things down, but it forces Zai out to pull the Annihilator.
Whoa, what shots those are from Neutrino, long range against the Annihilator, 5v5, 30 seconds on the clock. Trunks up top, 1v1, it goes his way. Trade still in the kill feed, pinstripe it goes. Can you find a way to get over here? 3v3, Trunks is up top of the spot. He's got the pitch, misses the shots. Not on one, but on two. Is there any follow-up? Wolves have stayed alive from what to be certain disaster. But Trunks is still playing bottom side red. Now playing on top of the zone. 1v1, this is for the round. On the zone is GodLike. Zai over the top, dealt with by Prevail. And GodLike find themselves up 2-0.
Oh my word. Are things getting out of hand for Wolves? It's these opening breaks that just keep on stabbing them in the back continuously. And there's realistically no fight back in the middle of these rounds. GodLike are too persistent. Operators being pulled out left, right, and center towards the end of the last round. And Abiz is looking to layering on the pressure through the opening break once again.
Oh, it gets a little bit crossed up though. Notice that the A zone still being captured. Wasn't sure if he wanted to take the Sparrow for a spawn trap or take it back to defend A. So Wolves clean out of spawn, cleanly getting the second tick of progress and with a lot of lives still to play with. And you can see GodLike are gonna chalk this. Rotate over, try to set up a defense over through Tractor side, but Neon is here, and that may be enough. Oh my goodness, Neon, that's filthy. Able to get himself two before Neutrino finally shuts him down, but the extra 60 seconds is added. We got 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
Lives just about even. But look at the positional advantage that you have coming through from Wolves, pushing all the way back. I mean, you have one player that is so far south, it's basically off the screen for GodLike trying to make sure that the flank is secured. So the fight going over by Grandma's car is everything, and Wolves come out on top.
Prevail just has no fear, man. He was the one coming in to help fill in for Skull Guy, who can't quite be here. I'm sure he's GodLike's #1 fan right now in the chat. And maybe even more so, Prevail's #1 fan at the moment. Neutrino after the War Machine has the Pred missile, calling it in. Does that turn anything over to GodLike's favor? Not quite. Small life advantage here for Wolves, but nearly a full minute has been ticked off the clock with this GodLike defense.
So have a life lead. They have an operator from Jing. The biggest issue is you're almost forced to, at the moment that you get any sort of advantage, you have to press the triggers and you have to get yourself on towards these zones, because any round loss means that you're going to be down 1-2.
Wolves have a couple of operators to try to spend if they can find a way in towards B. Gravity Vortex gun will start things off. These are desperate, trying to vacuum players into the abyss. Not quite fully going to work out, and actually it's Trunks on the opposite side with the claw. Abiz also trying to chase things down, and oh, it's just such good aggression out of GodLike. Holding off the inevitable hit from Wolves. Everything pushed back in towards spawn. 55 seconds on the clock, 3 life advantage for Wolves.
Claw, invested, exhausted from Trunks. They can just play all the way to the backside of Bakery and just make sure that their flank remains secured. 43 seconds, 13 points up against 10. You feel like that this might just be Wolves' last good hit to try to get onto the zone.
It really feels that way. Look how stretched on the map they are. Learn feeling the pressure, has popped a proactive Annihilator. Hasn't seen anything yet, though, and he's running out of charge on this and gets surprised. Here comes the hit from Wolves. Clean kills coming through. 13 playing up against 5. Well, 25 seconds on the clock. The best condition for GodLike is to try to use the clock to their advantage, but it's not going to work out. Peg gets into the spawn and will not be pushed away. Wolves, a critical offense, have a chance still in the map.
Just staying alive here in the map #3 for Wolves. Their biggest concern, again, comes down to their opening breakoffs. Again, control is done or dusted off your opening breaks. And for the opening 2 rounds that GodLike won, they've had tremendous opening breaks. That was the first time that we got to see Wolves have a good one for themselves on defense. They're at least witnessing that a lot of players are pushing over towards that A bomb site square. Home kills are already coming through from GodLike. They're already stepping foot on that B zone.
Zai, Annihilator out. Trying to watch over the top of this cross as GodLike had a very good exit off of their opening break off towards B, and now that's all been pushed away. Zai still finding a way to get kills. Predator missile earned, and oh, get out of my face! You want to go boxing? Nah, not fair. Trug's able to get 2 off of his next respawn, but it feels like the damage has already been dealt. 26 playing 19. Wolves setting up the spawn trap. Neon with the scope. Not the weapon that he wants. Has an SMG in the back pocket, but couldn't quite lock down a Bees. Pred missile off the rip. Does take down Trugs, and the life lead continues to be significant for Wolves defense.
And again, the problem will still surmount for Wolves that every single time they get some semblance of an advantage, whether that be a resource or an operator, you have to call it in and never relent off the gas. Prevail does have an equalizer to pull out should he want to use it, but it's looking like you probably want to save it for that round 5. It's inevitable at this point that you're down by 6 lives.
That's what I'm saying too. I just don't want to see GodLike pull anything here unless they can start to find some control over one of these 2 zones and start to reduce the life lead the old-fashioned way. Clock stopped at 26 seconds. You've got 1 member on A. Help is nearby, but not fully there at the moment, and Wolves are trying to isolate. Trunks is the player left alive, though, and he may be enough. He's still on. First tick of progress gets locked. A couple of good kills come through here, and hold on. 13 plays 15. Neon not really a part of this defense. He can't quite get down. So the balcony jump comes through. Now the second tick gets locked in. And GodLike now have the green light. They could not just play for this 3rd tick, but they could definitely invest operators if they feel they can win this offense.
I feel like you just want to try to get more resources out from Wolves going in towards that round 5. You already know you have a round 5 defense if you are GodLike. You just cannot afford to get steamrolled over like what happened in their previous defense. Backing things up all the way through Grandma's, making sure that their flank is secure before they try to take a real good look on how they can break over inside of B.
This is a blind war machine from Neutrino.
Yeah.
He is able to clear out a lot of space, so it provides an avenue for GodLike to get over towards the zone, but can they crack the defense completely? Neon has swapped off with the scope and found himself a kilo. That'll be good for a couple of kills up top, but GodLike still make their way on. Force comes through, and Neon right down low. Again, comes up clutch. Claw from King to try to deal with this. 7 plays 12, but Peg, he pops the equalizers out towards the offensive spawn, so more operators getting spent here for Wolves in a round that looked like it was pretty much going to go their way anyway.
You would think so, but I mean, the way that GodLike got past Statue and they were already investing a handful of operators themselves, it's better to secure it from Wolves' perspective comparatively to GodLike, who really wanted to make sure that they maintain some operators going in towards this upcoming defense. 2 points up against 10, it's not very likely. It's going to end up going to a round 5. Let's be candid here.
Yeah.
Take a look at Neon, though. He does have a considerable amount of resources that he can utilize going into this round 5, but the biggest issue that you're probably talking to yourself if you are GodLike right now is what went wrong in their previous defense.
Last 8 seconds should come with some anticlimactic fashion. A lot of time on the clock, though. That's the bigger thing, and so there's going to be a little bit of extra charge potentially for some of these operators that were just previously used. So we go to round 5. You called it. The resources for Neon individually are wide. He's got the Hunter Killer, the Preddy, and he's got his Sparrow at the ready. How do you want to utilize it? Will he come out of spawn with a scope? Yes, he will. So do you just set up and hope that Neon can hit an opening shot and then go through that lane? That very well may be the case, because he can follow up now that he's got the Sparrow.
That's quite literally what happened in their previous offense. Trunks though wants to get aggressive, past the gas station, pulls out the claw. He's not here
Good
alone.
discipline.
Abiz is here as well. Neon finds that first pick, but not a moment too late. It's already GodLike winning the opening breakoff, give or take.
Gravity Vortex finds a lot of value for Shing before he drops. Claw inside a cafe. Could be deadly, but it runs out of charge. Neon still holding on. Here comes the Pred missile being called in. Lerm over the top at Hotel, trying to see if anyone crosses through mid-tank with the Annihilator. Instead finds Neon, but misses the shot. So this Annihilator kind of goes without much to cause. Wolves try to stack over to the back alley. Can they get good contact here? Zai taken down. Neon, almost there to capitalize. Just as Lern had lost the Annihilator charge, but he pulls the Sparrow, and Trunks takes him out of the picture quickly. Trunks now dominating through mid-map. 22 plays 22, time becoming an issue. But keep your eye on Peg. Number 1 in yellow has gotten through. Can he make a mess of this GodLike defense?
He's already throwing out a couple shots, and Prevail's trying to hunt him down from this positioning, and a 1v1 inside of Bakery. Peg is able to stay alive, and that means that you can get presence over towards speed. 3 life lead now for Wolves, and they're stalling out the clock. Zai has the Annihilator out. He's able to at least find himself a kill. More space being provided here for Wolves.
Critical decision-making time right here for GodLike. Do you want to try to keep this spawn trap up and put some damage into the lives, or do you come back to stop the progress at B? Second tick gets locked in. No one's going back for the B zone. they're going to trust that Trunks can continue to just wreck Wolves inside their spawn, but he's already been pushed off. There's going to be a lot of time here for Wolves to still work with, and an A defense not as common as that very favored back right corner where B is.
No, it's not, given that all of the spawns are still occurring on the backside of Grannies. That said, GodLike, as you were talking about, have already invested that they can try to keep them in the spawn trap. Abiz, where were you thinking of going? You already have them spawning out over behind Grandma's.
Oh.
He puts himself in a terrible position, but more kills to be traded out for sure.
Massive from Learn to keep Trunks alive, and no one's able to track down where Trunks had gone to. He was at 1 HP. Now he can try to get in towards Grandma's. But once again, it's kind of a battle on two fronts right here. Wolves is also playing from the GodLike side of the map. Time becoming an issue again. 45 seconds on the clock. GodLike still trying to force this spawn trap. And Wolves really aren't coming back to either the zone or to help their teammates. And Neutrino is going to have a war machine, but it gets shut down immediately. 9 plays 8. Wolves able to get out of spawn. Just comes down to, can they get to the point? 30 seconds remaining.
The Peg overextending, trying to find more kills past the L bar there in the middle of the map. Neon has an operator, pulls out the Sparrow.
Here comes the chance. Oh, Neon shut down from the Sparrow. 8v5, 17 seconds on the clock. GodLike starting to really get some footing here on this defense. Last ditch effort for Wolves. Peg has his operator. Can he get into a position to use it? Couple of good trades come through. 3v6 now all of a sudden. Forcing the fight up top. Oh, here comes Peg with the equalizer. This is still doable in a 2v5. Peg now by himself. He's able to find himself a double. Trying to chase down the kills with the clock. You gotta stay on the zone. 1 second remains. 1v3 situation. And GodLike should just let this equalizer run out. There's no need to challenge yet. Here come the Chels. And Neon maybe needed to be the guy instead of Peg, because there just wasn't an opportunity to use those equalizers. GodLike stay alive, survive through round 5, and take the edge back in the series.
A lot closer than I'm sure they wanted to, given they had a 2-0 lead in that standoff. What I've come to expect, seeing Peg just absolutely dominate in hardpoint all weekend long. So there is a lot of focus for a lot of these usual suspects for Wolves to really come out and try to help things out, because it can't just be Zai. It can't just be Peg. And you can't just rely on Neon to be able to find these opening engagements. And even if he does, well, you better hope that you take the space soon following.
All right, here we go. Right on into it. A mixy fountain we expect between these two. Lots of battle for these high ground hallways. Peg taking a route through Secret, and Shig is actually just going to jump right on in towards the fountain. Even trades come through for now. Shig looking to see where exactly this GodLike member is on the hard point. He gets one, but not the other, so GodLike staying sneaky. They're able to at least control a little bit of these top hall's positions and keep the contest well and alive over to the top of the fountain.
This P1 is all just about hallway control. There's so much time that you're going to be seeing a lot of engagements for the SMGs to get in your face. Side able to at least answer back for 2. Not a whole lot of time to fight over, considering it's all contested, but a good kill feed comes through from Wolves as they start to soak up more time.
Good awareness here from Wolves. They know exactly where GodLike are spawning up at. Number 4 in yellow already on the rotation. King will suffocate them. Backside through well, and then rotate off for the regen as he heads over towards B2. Follow up from Zai. Here we go. Zai for 3. Right through spiral stairs. Smokes his presence in towards the corner. Slides on forward, and Zai. Oh, huge chow from him. 4 kills in a row in the life, and Wolves will have a chance to get themselves up just as the hard point starts to open.
Gets shut down, does Zai from a nade out of Trunks, so that at least shuts down any sort of streak potential, but getting closer towards those operators. Very early on, will I say that. Hunter Killer Drone was earned by Neon not a few moments ago as they set themselves up around Lambo, and the setup's looking pretty decent.
Yeah, really good. GodLike would have to hit this from the front. Smokes allows them some entry, but it's all about predicting your corners and hoping you get blessed. Abiz, double for him. Trunks off spawn, trying to get there to help. And he's trying to get a little bit of extra space here, kind of saying, I'm already through. I'm going to go a little deeper. Let my teammates just walk into the hill. But Neon right there to pick things up. Back and forth we go. 20 plays 43. GodLike still spawning out, but a chance to pinch this as Wolves are stuck over through the driveway, and the kills now starting to come through for GodLike. Focus from the front. Trunks trying to step in, and Wolves clean things up. Final kills come through with Neon being able to pull the war machine in, and Wolves will get the majority of the scrap time.
Scrap time will be there for sure, but the rotation towards P3 is what you're mostly going to be looking at, especially with these operators starting to come online for a handful of players. Very scrappy P2, might I add, but you can take a look at the spawns, especially from Neon still lurking around P2. Means that you're still going to have GodLike players spawning to the backside of Mansion, so these isolated battles over by P3 are going to be massive.
Absolutely the case. Opening first blood for Abiz. Gets down, knows he has to play his life. Not a lot of help nearby as of yet, but GodLike are working for patio control up top. Learn, Annihilator, deep, caught by surprise, couldn't quite get out into the open. Neutrino's trying to spam down the point, but there's really no connections happening, and now Zai is going to take an extra step over through the GodLike spawn. Doesn't quite find the eliminations, but once more, builds a lot of breathing room, you would think, for Wolves, but Trunks from the pinch is shutting everything down with the claw. Eventually traded out, but the damage may have been dealt. Abiz able to come right back in, and GodLike will get at least a little bit of time here before Wolves can reaggress.
Getting some shades of that takeoff map number 1, where Wolves had a really good P1, then P2. We got some operators online for GodLike, and they were able to clap back on P3. Down to just 10 seconds or so, and Wolves are doing a great job of just keeping things contested, but it's all of that, plus the rotation coming through from GodLike. You already have Learn lurking over by P4.
I would love to see Learn get into open hall here and just try to win that position, let his team rotate to join him, but instead he's going to play right on top of the hill. A little bit of a battle here with Zai, who is off to a great start. 12 total kills and finesses. Learn turns around almost, a little turn and burn. Not quite able to find the kill. Follow up from Wolves, also not quite fully there, so GodLike will open up the hard point blue. Neutrino following up behind this. King looking to clear off the water and maybe look for an opportunity to pop the Sparrow. First elimination is good. Mantles over the top, finds the second. Teammates doing the exact same thing. It's like whack-a-mole over this water ledge, and Wolves will eventually, for a second, be able to get into the hard point, but Prevail pops out an equalizer, and he's gonna single-handedly take down the entirety of Wolves. What a play from Prevail. Hunter Killer Drone also spent. Trades are decent, and unfortunately for GodLike, they couldn't really follow up on a big play for Prevail.
No, not when Wolves are still spawning over by the boathouse previously. I mean, he can 1v4, but those respawns were so damn close for Wolves, so they can recontest P4 just like that. 10 seconds should at least be looked at if you are Wolves, so at least get themselves over 100 points at the end of the first set. But it's no easy entrance whatsoever. At least Zai through the open stairs tries to get himself inside of the hill, but a big first set of hard points coming through from Wolves, 98-66.
It almost feels like a broken record in certain ways. We've seen this time and time again about GodLike when they're playing up against LG, when they're playing their first map here versus Wolves. Slow starts, but they're keeping themselves in the game. We still need to see that one beacon that shows us that GodLike can get control of a hard point and hold it. Has not fully happened yet, and as you rotate back over towards Fountain, Wolves have done well in the first 20 seconds to gain more time.
Prevail spotting over by P3, set himself up with a little pinch up through upper halls, and well, he's probably going to need it considering that everybody from Wolves Esports are just putting them in the absolute blender down low.
Yeah.
This is a decent amount of time to soak at P1 if you are Wolves.
Yeah, very much so the case. Grows their lead to a very high margin. Over towards Garage, that would be the next thing up. And it looks like GodLike are kind of chalking any extra vision over towards Fountain. They're just trying to play for rotation here. This is a lot of time to give away to Wolves. So the marginal lead that we were just saying GodLike have done well to keep, at least within grips, has all of a sudden become a bit more of a blowout. 50-point gap. King, Sparrow, doesn't expect Trunks to have slid through, so Hughes sneaks out a kill. Claw now coming forward, predicting the play over through the side closet, but instead takes it over towards the front doors, and that's where the majority of this Wolves team is coming from. Water now completely controlled. Focus back over as Neutrino's able to help out, and there we go. Clean kill feed for GodLike, and the hold is good.
War Machine also invested for Neutrino, trying to at least cement this hold, at least through the opening few members from Wolves. EMP was also invested from Wolves, but they hold on. Zai has a claw. Now coming through the staircase on the side, you feel like that he needs to find more just to be able to get that break, but can only find 3. Reinforcements still here for GodLike.
This is it, though, for GodLike. Definitely finding themselves again. That footing in this map. The trend's starting to change just a touch. Wolves looking at this last 20 seconds, saying, hey, we need to hit this. Zai from the water, able to find the opener. Able to also clear off Lambo. Good power position dealt with. And now all of a sudden, Wolves have control over the scrap time. GodLike are also being pinned in the back. They're not really able to get out of spawn here. And there's still a member for Wolves watching this rotation through well. So a big moment on this rotation that Wolves have a significant advantage in. All GodLike are going to be split spawn on their approach over to the third hill.
Got 3 members, though, that spawn over on the right side of the map. 2 players trying to cut through the top side of hallways. And I think it's going to catch Wolves a little bit by surprise. Learn has himself an Annihilator, trying to utilize that bad boy to get inside of the current hill, but the gunnies just a little bit too strong. Wolves are pushing them back.
Good patience here from GodLike, but better positioning from Wolves. 157 to 103. Long range shots from Neon, of course they're good. Abiz, Sparrow trying to get something done individually, not going to work out. from the back. You've got Trunks up top towards Patio, trying to assist, trying to open up some space. He will get all the way around the back, and that will move spawns around just a touch, but the gap continues to grow in favor of Wolves. 171 to 103. Preddy called in, that will land from Neon. And this could very well be Wolves threatening that 200-point threshold very quickly.
Yeah, I'll say. 72-point difference in between these two teams. Wolves have not relented off the pressure from what we saw in the first set of hardpoints, albeit GodLike have been putting themselves in really good positioning through the second set. Wolves have had a response time and time again, shutting down operators, utilizing theirs to a higher degree. This back 5 seconds was soaked up there from Wolves at the very end. The rotation over towards New is there for GodLike, but you need to turn this into more time.
Yeah, Prevail only gets one with the equalizer. Trunks trying to make this rotation through open stairs a bit more difficult with the claw. That's going to be 3 kills for him with it. And he's now thinking about going bottom bar. This could catch Wolves by surprise on the pitch, and yeah, sure has. Able to find one, runs out of ammunition, swaps back over, but King is able to best him. Wolves with 3 straight kills, right back into the hard point. Prevail has to do this with the SMG, losing the equalizer, and he's good for it. A nice double, make that 3 for Prevail. King's on the outside looking in, and there's really no way he gets up this ledge. So here we go. GodLike needed something convincing, and now they may have it. War Machine getting popped, trying to find this last 25 seconds, and that would put them right back in this game.
Sure would. 20 seconds, needs to be soaked up. Learn, finds himself 3. And Wolves are still trying to battle over this 10 seconds because why the hell not? Before we go back over towards P1, and a massive Hunter-Killer drone comes in for Learn, shuts down the push from at least 2. 5 seconds to at least be contested, and Wolves will still maintain their lead into the 3rd set we go.
GodLike has to find good control over the top of this next hard point. You don't anticipate being able to chew into this lead too much on P1. But if you can make life difficult for Wolves, find a couple of seconds here and there, that's how you claw your way back in. For Wolves, though, if you can find a way to get some control and earn more time, it puts you well within win condition going over towards Garage. Lots of things on the line over the top of a very mixy hard point. Back and forth we go on the opening kills. 45 seconds to fight for. Trunks inside the smoke. Just trying to delay the inevitable, as hot in his heels was Shake. With a couple of kills to follow, Wolves will get a little bit of extra time. Mixy battles going on up top wall. This is happening down low, and GodLike are trying to rotate to flip the map around, but they aren't really finding the kills to allow themselves to do it, so now they take their focus back towards the hill, and that's where they find the kills needed to at least contest this hard point.
The leader's advantage even goes beyond the scoreline that Wolves currently have. They have 5 operators at their disposal, comparatively to Learn, that has an Annihilator, sure, but he needs to pop off with it. Has 36 kills to his name, but this rotation over towards New needs to hold off for what would you feel like, maybe 2 gunfights, plus maybe 4 operators at the least?
Well, so far so good. Nothing's been popped yet for Wolves, and GodLike have good control. Bottom side spiral, clean kill feed. Do they get a read on where Wolves are spawning? Learn pops the Annihilator. Abiz gets the Sparrow out. Both players are going to need to find the way to get kills with these. And the shots just aren't quite landing. King able to take down 1. Learn taking his attention back over to the hill. Able to get 2 with the Annihilator, but on the flip side, here come all those Wolves operators, and that'll be enough for them to break from the front. Still not out of contest yet. Neon is a little bit worrisome that GodLike spawning behind. That's not the case. And Trunks gets a lot of clearance back over towards the hill. Neon not landing with the War Machine until the last shot. And GodLike have pushed off almost every single operator from Wolves, and they are very much so still alive.
No, it was every single operator there, brother. And now Prevail pulls out his equalizer, battling inside a bottom mansion. King will shut him down from the range. But that is worrisome if you are Wolves, that you had to invest that much just for a mere break. Luckily enough for you, the Gunny again gets the job done. Peg there with the Purifier keeps them at bay. Furthermore, getting closer to 250 points.
Yeah, that's a big difference maker right there. GodLike a chance to possibly re-break, find the last 30 seconds, but a Purifier solo play plus the extra attention from Wolves through mid puts this game nearly out of reach. Has to be flawless for GodLike. Wolves taking the high ground, try to play this as kind of a break attempt. GodLike stretching this hill out as much as humanly possible. And the hunt is on. Where are these Wolves members? And Zaya just completely eluded them. Gets Neutrino from behind, pops up, finds himself a little drop shot for a second. 5 seconds, all that's needed. Wolves looking good to close this one out, but do get pushed completely off the hard point. GodLike need to win this, plus win the next rotation to even have a chance at pulling off some late game heroics, and they know they have to spend everything right now just to make sure they can have a chance to do that.
Sure do. Neutrino investing at least this War Machine, trying to keep them at bay over by fences. Hardpoint still contested. 20 seconds left to be soaked up here for GodLike. Looking pretty good for them to get it. You still have at least a few more players to worry about. Peg gets dealt a swift death, but now you have numbers here for Wolves. They've broken in.
Yeah. Last 4 seconds can still be earned off the scrap time. Last player up is Prevail. Steps away after finding the first 2 kills. Off the reload. He's got help nearby. 6 seconds to fight for, and the contest will allow another hard point to be seen. Still a lot to be asked though of GodLike. Here comes the play for rotation. Clean kills on exit. GodLike can move quickly here. Wolves spawning on both sides, east and west on the bottom side of the map. Hardpoint will open, Wolves get in. Prevail has to go. He's got to find a way to get on in. He only gets a small moment of contest, and Wolves do exactly what was needed. Find some success in the hardpoint, and most in particular, Zai had a monster map. GodLike can stay in as long as they do, but 52 kills for Trunks, not enough to get over the 200-point mark. Zai goes 37 and 39, 52 kills for Neon. So I would prefer them, I think, based on what we saw in firing range, to try to rely on their utility to find where Neon is, rather than trying to just dry peek him with another scope. Whether or not that happens is a different story. Wolves will be starting things off defensively. GodLike on the offense, and the opening nades all through middle map, and Wolves are here to take the battle. Oh boy, first 10 seconds gone, first 3 lives gone for GodLike.
Battle through the middle of the map is an alarming thing. They took down Neon, so the raid boss was at least dealt a swift demise to start things off, but this neutrino, 1v situation, and he tries to hold down the trigger. He gets sniped out from the map. And again, this is everything you're terrified when it comes out of this Wolves roster. They can snipe you through these longer lines of sight, and they're also not afraid to utilize their utility to get in the upper hand through the middle of the map.
King is maybe the jump snipe king right now.
Probably.
Flat out, he's been hitting some wild shots. Trophy system's down this time for GodLike. Smoke over the middle of the map, and they are continuing to push right on through. But look at this defense. Over towards the B side, or part of the A side of the map. Wolves are trying to also push through the choke point, see if they can catch GodLike off guard, but it doesn't work out. So now you've got a full surround of this A site. The Wolves defenders completely isolated. Can Zai keep his life? So far, so good, but eventually traded out. On the rotation, it's just up to King. 1v2. First shot lands clean. Lots of time on the clock. Trunks thinking maybe he could get a set nade. He's not even going to play for the bomb. He wants to play for the kill.
I'm not surprised the way that Trunks has been playing this entire Grand Finals. Look at the call for King. Again, who's playing with the sniper versus the sub from Trunks is starting to flip the map. He already cleared B. Now he can make 2 different decisions. Wrap back through the offensive spawn, go back to check B, guarantee it's going to A.
At the same rate, because of how much time has been taken off the clock, Trunks is going to have to back up to get this bomb and likely play for a plant. Still on the hunt. He'll make his way over towards Winery. Should be able to collect this bomb without contest. And it looks like King is pretty happy just to play over towards backside arches on the B side of the map. So not likely to see contact come through. And Trunks, I was going to say, brother, I can understand you're trying to play for the kill, but give yourself at least the opportunity to plant the bomb, and he will collect and make his way back over towards A quickly.
Through barrels, still thinking that King might be lurking around, but the timing might be impeccable, depending on where this bomb is planted for and where Trunks tries to go in the post.
That's the biggest thing about it. King moving quickly. Oh, gets there just before Trunks can find an exit. And it was just like a really long game of trading pawns, it felt like, between 2 of those players before eventually they met up to trade power pieces. So Wolves start up 2-0 up, and a 1v2 clutch comes through for King.
This is an insane decision to be made there. If you are Trunks, again, lurking for the kill, constantly checking everywhere close. He gets through Winery, through barrels, recollects the bomb, but the one place he doesn't check was his own spawn. 2 rounds to open things up here for Wolves. Something needs to change offensively here for GodLike.
Agreed. This time there will be no aggression for the side of GodLike, just trying to wait out maybe the opening nades that we've seen time and time again for Wolves. But honestly, Wolves don't really throw many. You still got a lot of nades by the look of it left across the inventory, so GodLike don't really get what they were hoping for, which was early investment for Wolves. And now you kind of got to feel out the map without knowing what's at mid, not knowing what's on that early A cross. There's a lot of question marks here for GodLike, not seeing many nades be thrown over the top.
What's Trunks' plan over here?
Yeah.
He hasn't fully covered all of the B bomb site. There are 2 players here defensively. You can almost hear a pin drop on this Tunisia, while GodLike are searching desperately for any sort of information, much less an advantage.
Neon is the one that will be trusted to make first contact, and oh, Trunks over towards the B side of the map. He's just playing a bit of a ratty spot, saying, I'm just going to wait for people to rotate over. This is a good call here from GodLike. Yeah, the kill comes through, and Wolves start to say, wait a second, we're short-sighted on B. But GodLike make the quick decision to make the play over towards the A site instead. Trunks now joining them, or tried to before Peg got the elimination. So 4v3 situation for GodLike. Neon's still alive, King's still alive. That may be all that's needed. But it's Peg first and foremost. Oh, he may have not needed the help for the second. He still got it. Bees up top. Oh, quick shots come through. King misses the opener. Hits for the first. 1v1. Oh! Bang! King with another 1v2 clutch.
Back-to-back 1v2 clutches. You know, they always say, if you come for the King, you best not miss. Twice. 5 kills to King's name. 3 rounds for Wolves, and GodLike had everything going right for them in that previous round.
And now a quick hit towards B. And similarly so, Wolves are kind of playing a heavy stack, looking to get into Winery at A. So again, a blind counter situation. King the only defender over towards the B site. Just playing a hard angle to see if anyone oversteps their bounds, and Trunks is thinking about it here. Can King keep the hot hand? Wolves are already on the long flank, and GodLike aren't planning. They're trying to find an exit through mid. There are players here, though, but they're caught on sprint. Shing only able to get one. Learn with the trade, and GodLike will establish at least some level control in the numbers.
King trying to continue to be snappy with it, 3v3. Wants to play his own life. They're going to go back to check the A bomb, and by the time they're done checking this side of the map, they're actually going to have a little bit of a pinch should Peg be able to fish out some timing from the offensive spawn.
How do you break this down if you're Wolves? Peg from one side could start things off and keep the focus on him while his other 2 teammates come from behind. Or it could be handled vice versa, and well, Peg did try to make an early move. Trunks there to meet him. Any more heroics? King and Neon last alive. Oh, they're running right by one another, but Trunks gets his weapon out first and finds the easy kill into Neon. But we've seen this story before.
Sure have.
King 1v3. First shot goes wide. Learn also missing. Down low, eventually, Trunks and the Bees will find the kill. No more heroics, not 3 times in a row.
Well, at least it was a 1v3, so maybe that's just like the overall that he can't do. 1v2s, yeah, sure, we've seen it 2 times. 1v3, probably not. The aggression looks good on you, GodLike. Moving their way over towards B, and Wolves are trying to play this like a chessboard, where they're trying to constantly get over towards A. It seems exactly what they want to do again defensively.
Wow, great look at that opening nade from GodLike. It tags King back towards his spawn, but this is interesting. Wolves are going to go with the exact same defensive setup where they're trying to clear through barrels, but GodLike are aware of what happened last round, and they're already primed up and ready for this. And yeah, they do see the cross, and that's enough for them to say, we don't have the opportunity to go over towards A. Let's go join Trunks on the B site and see if we can overwhelm whoever's there.
We saw this 2 rounds ago offensively. The difference is that nobody from Wolves is actually going to push up, so realistically, Trunks needs to try to fish out a timing. They don't know how clear this B site is.
Oh, but is it clear? King is still up.
It is not.
Smoke comes through. Wolves not playing off the flank they did last time. They're going to take the safe route back. King gets pressured, but it doesn't make a difference. You can just give him RPOV the entire way through. Almost finds the head of Neutrino. Bomb gets planted. Numbers start to become a little bit more level. 4v3 though in favor of Wolves on the retake, and they've already made their way on towards site. Learn up top, denies anything from getting too far forward, but Zai follows in for the trade. Bomb now being defused. Can the Bees get here in time to deny this? No, he's kept off, and Wolves will go up 4-1.
Wolves in search and destroy again. It is adapt, understand, and then overcome, and then adapt some more. It's just really tough when you are Trunks in that perspective. You expect for somebody to push through. It doesn't happen, much like it did a few rounds ago. So you think the B bomb site's clear until King finds the 7th kill.
Yep. He's been massive in this map. 7 straight kills for him. Neon down low hasn't really been needed to do too much on this opening cross towards A. GodLike probably very aware that if you cross, you're probably going to meet the other end of a sniper rifle. Trunks once again just kind of lingering over towards the platforms over at B. GodLike have not really committed too much to mid since the opening 2 rounds. Would be curious to see if they try to do something delayed through mid in this round, try to change it up a little bit.
It's the opening nades that are coming through from Wolves that are deterring them from wanting to try to get through the middle of the map. But the bomb has made its way over towards B. King is playing in a position where he can't necessarily see this push come through, so it's going to be a full 5v5 retake.
And it looks like a lot of this retake may actually lurk through middle, Prevail, just lurking his way further up, making sure no one gets through connector. Bees and Neutrino also part of the play. Wolves will have to retake this from the front. No opportunity to make a play through mid. Trunks down low. He's going to be the next one probably to get activated from this position as soon as contact is made by his teammates. And it's taking a long while, but here come Wolves finally. King gonna watch over towards the cross. Trunks can take it down. Hold on a second. GodLike in a little bit of trouble here off this setup, especially if King can find a shot to land. Oh my goodness, he does it again. Unbelievable.
They had everything stacked against them in that post-plant situation.
Absolutely.
Clock was against them. Numbers were against them. You say any word, it's probably against them. The one thing that they do have is a king. That is absolutely absurd. Just what we were seeing in the prices of Neon for sniping his buttocks off. King shows up in a massive way. 8 kills on a single half. Wolves 2 rounds away.
Very convincing stuff from Wolves. Can they find same success stories here on their offense? King once again. Oh my goodness.
Dude.
I mean, are you kidding me?
No.
Unbelievable. We just watched GodLike for 6 rounds straight not take that peak, and King says, I'm just going to run up and see what I find. Gets the first. The Beast does eventually put down the raid boss. Zai, good timing here, but can't quite lock down the shots.
Hello?
Finally, the kills come through, and Wolves will dominate the A site. Last one left is Neutrino. He's only able to find one, and it's just, there's no counter for what King and Neon have done on both of our 2 search and destroys with these sniper rifles. This is filthy.
There is a counter, but you have to have that counter a handful of milliseconds before he scopes in and pulls the trigger.
Because he was late to that peak.
He was. He was.
Party started at 7. He showed up at 7:15.
His centering is freaking insane. Bomb moving its way over towards a first blood again for Wolves. It's via the nade.
Prevail through mid-map. May catch one, but no. Zai beats him on the gunfight. Follow-up also not there. Neutrino shoved away. And King continues to hit. He gets the last one. I mean, are you kidding me? Put that thing away. There's ladies present. 7-1 in the map, and King just dominate from start to finish.
There's ladies present. There are kids watching. A little bit of a pop-off as well there for Wolves standing up. These guys are confident, and that's putting it lightly. 11-3.
But can they take it another extra step? They've done it literally all tournament long. Can you find a way to tie us up again with your backs up against the wall and get us to a map number 7? We're on raid. And actually, GodLike are starting on the defense here. Okay.
All right, then. Opening breakoffs or standoff through the opening few rounds were fantastic for GodLike. It took Wolves a certain amount of time before they were finally dealing with the opening breakoffs of GodLike.
Yeah.
Seems to be the case so far. As GodLike at least answered back with the opening skirmish here. Not a whole lot of presence on these 2 zones. A lot of lives and time shaved off the clock.
And Abyss is having himself a heater, dude. It's like, you guys want to play with some sniper rifles? I got you, brother. ×4. I still can't get over the fact that GodLike chose the map, which means that Wolves have the choice of what side to start on, and they decided to start on offense. And they're getting smoked right now. Abyss through the window at Van. He's already got himself a Hunter Killer drone. Help is on the way through pillars. Wolves finally find a couple of kills, but it's an 8-life deficit, and GodLike are all over this B zone.
40 seconds remaining. Operators nowhere to be seen, but still, the gunfights are everything that you need. Jing has yet to find a kill. Same from our sniper extraordinaire in that map number 5, which was King. Strange to say the least. At the 10-life disadvantage, the clock at least being stalled out as you have presence over at A.
This is very puzzling, and believe you me, if GodLike ends up winning this map because they got 3 defenses, I'm going to be having some questions for what this side selection was, but at least for Wolves, a chance to try to get the second ticket progress at A. Peg able to double down. That would be good enough to lock it. 3rd possibly on the way as King is here to support. Wolves close spawn towards bedroom. They could get here quickly. 14 playing up against 8, looking for an extra 60 seconds so they can capture this 3rd tick. More streaks being spent, trying to get this over the finish line and maybe give a little bit of an extension here for the Wolves offense. Prevail up top. Not feeling too jittery about trying to get in, and they will chalk the zone and just play this one out with a double-up life lead for GodLike.
Might as well. Don't want to be giving up more kills and what can inevitably be more operators that you have to be worried about. The chance for Wolves to try to clutch this round is absolutely still on the cards, as they're just kind of trapped down over by pool, trying to find their avenue to try to get themselves close towards that B zone.
Oh, a little double stack. Not quite able to work out for Prevail. Get into the collat. 11 plays up against 6. Neutrino stepping in towards garage. This will force Wolves to spawn on the bottom side of the minimap over towards bedroom. Focus for GodLike fully on this play around the back over towards laundry side. And that's where the hit will be coming from. Wolves heavily stacked. All 4 members are here. Who peaks first is the question. This is a pivotal moment for Wolves. Really kind of the last chance. Lauren over the top, not quite able to win the gunfight. Smoke comes through. Prevail in the corner. Gives away his position with that pre-fire. But Wolves have backed off. They said, we got the kill. That's fine. Let's rotate back over. Try to hit this from mid. 18 seconds on the clock. Wolves still finding kills. Abi's in the corner. Has to come up and find the snipe, and he collects one. Back to the SMG. Oh, he John Wicks it out of the air. Gets himself a double. Clock will stop at 11 in this 6v3. No need to rush here. And finally, Neutrino gets the War Machine to land. Follow-up kill is there. Just down to Xing, and isn't able to do anything with it. Neutrino bails him out with the War Machine.
Thought that was going to be a full hold, the way things were starting off on that side. Still able to convert 3 segments of progression. Pretty massive stuff. And you got the War Machine out from Neutrino. Now, the issue is, you still have 4 operators for GodLike. Is this going to be a similarity of what we got on the standoff? Are they going to use their resource advantage to get an offensive round on the board?
King pops the War Machine out, but he's playing this over towards the corner. He doesn't have a good angle at it, and Trunks just sprays him down with the claw. Lauren following up with the Annihilator, doesn't miss. And now you got the opportunity to kind of play off both sides of the map at the same time. First tick of progress is already locked, second rapidly on the way, and Wolves will surely have to chalk this and try to set up an A defense.
Oh yeah. Opening breakoff, once again, looking good for GodLike. Third segment on its way over at B, and they are just having 1 player soak up that zone. 1 player playing back laundry, trying to play the cutoff. And this is allowing more information to be at least traded out for GodLike as they try to maneuver their way past the Tiki bar, getting themselves closer towards that A zone, but they've given up a lot of the middle of the map along the way.
And if you've learned anything about Wolves trying to defend over the top of this site, they like to try to get that same spawn trap into play. This time, not as much success. They're calling to see if King can come back to help set up this defense. Kills decent as Wolves try to dig into the life deficit. 22 playing 19. Lots of time on the clock. You also got to keep in mind that Neon's going to be an issue with this scope as he takes it forward. Is he going to find free space? He pulls out the Sparrow as to predict that GodLike we're going to hit this through waterfall side, but that's not the case. And now he's got to rotate back over towards pillars. These would be desperate Sparrow bolts to connect. And this may be a wasted operator here.
Yeah, it's looking pretty wasted. 19 plays up against 21. And GodLike are more than happy with just buying their time, waiting for these operators to get completely exhausted. Claw now invested by Xing, trying to push himself past jungle to try to find more kills. But yeah, throw your hands up in the air because you literally need to find more value with these operators.
And that's the thing is, like, GodLike say, hey, they popped their stuff. Let's just wait. We've got so much time, and the anticipation and anxiety from Wolves has them starting to play forward. Again, Zai blindly pulling out this Annihilator. There's no threat to be seen anywhere. Eventually, GodLike has to make a move, and it's all going to come around the back. It just comes down to, will Zai have the timing to get here and help this hit? Still, executed patience from GodLike. Abi's able to get one. Collat from Zai. Is there going to be more to follow? Zai runs out of his Annihilator timing. Now it's just down to, can they do it the old-fashioned way? Trunks gives up on the gunfight before he finishes the kill. And Wolves will take an even life footing. 30 seconds on the clock. King, the next big X factor. Slid on, doesn't make a difference. Still wins the gunfight up top, and Wolves defensively look really solid as they start to reinforce this bedroom position.
I mean, here's the thing, though. You utilize all those operators. You didn't find all the kills in the world shift, but think about how much clock just got exhausted to at least extend the round. Sniper in the hand of Neon. Golly, this guy is nuts, but he's only able to convert himself onto 3 kills in a row before you end up finding some trades on the GodLike, still trying to press forward.
7 plays 11. This is the last opportunity with only a second on the clock. Anyone touch the time to delay the clock? Yes. Oh, no, just for a moment. Abi's got there to stall it at 0.00. But still, that trade comes through, and Wolves will hold on defensively. We go 1-1.
Only allowing 3 segments off of another great opening breakoff for GodLike on 2 different sides of raid control. And again, you have to look at the operator usage that we were constantly talking about. Very judging towards Wolves, but at least buy themselves some time to be able to even up the round count. Now over towards offense once again for Wolves, marching their way towards ring. They also have presence over by open stairs. It's a double-pronged attack.
Zai will spam out the laundry window, though. Neutrino can only do so much with the War Machine. Ends up being a pretty even footing right off the get-go. Play for GodLike. Over towards the middle of the map and a big gunfight win from Trunks. Clearing out the rock position, and now here comes Prevail through pillars. Shut down initially by King, but Trunks right there to pick up the baton and turns that into a double kill of his own. Wolves still find themselves on top of the eliminations, even lives, but the second tick of progress will get locked. And GodLike are likely going to once again concede this point and have to set up for an aggressive A defense.
That's the right call. You already have players trying to get in through bottom bedroom. If you can find that kill, if you are Trunks, you can only expect them to get past Waterfall and probably get inside a bottom bed or inside a garage. A lot of pressure here for King with the pistol, trying to flush out this elimination, but Trunks is still trying to press a little bit forward. The more kills that he can find on this side of the map shift, the more time can be exhausted from the clock.
Absolutely the case. And this is going to force Wolves to have to kind of play around the long side of the map. Full, even spread defensively, but Beast drops in the backside. Hold on a second. Wolves can actually get themselves an offensive spawn trap here. If they can find the kills, which they are, they've thinned out Kitchen. GodLike has to rotate back, defend this A site, because the Wolves are fully healthy, and now Neon has got the Sparrow out, waiting to spawn trap over towards Laundry side. Kills aren't fully there yet, and he kind of second guesses it, but still is able to make good use of it. 20 plays 16. Minute 23 in the clock. Here comes the Pred that will, yes, land for another elimination. Wolves should have all the freedom in the world to at least stop the clock, but late heroics from Abiz and Trunks again clean things out, and now all of a sudden Wolves have been pushed back.
One player's gonna get cut down again. That was Neon that was pushing all the way over by Jungle. It's a great kill to at least clear away your spawn. And now this is starting to become a little one-dimensional. If you are Wolves, everybody's spawning parallel over by Waterfall, trying to work their way through bottom bedroom, but Trunks is here cutting them down with the claw.
Huge. Reduces the life gap now to just 1. Still plenty of tools here for Wolves, but you would think they need to find some instance of success towards the zone before you can commit to popping these. Prevail, they're on the hunt. They don't seem to know exactly where Zai's positioned. Now they're looking for him. Eventually, Trunks is able to take him down, and now GodLike has to take their attention towards the backside. Here comes the full flood from Wolves. 2 through money window, 2 through basketball stairs. Kills on both sides. Prevail still has the equalizer up for now. Able to use that for 1 elimination. Clears back out through window. Zai with the Annihilator, held at bay, and the pinch is good for Trunks. Everything getting cleaned up, 9v9. Clock stopped at 18 seconds, but Wolves do not have the numbers to keep him on the zone. Have to find a way to get through the front. And the kills actually from Nid are looking pretty decent. Forces Trunks to have to pop off. He's on 5 in a row. Follow-up elimination starts to come through. The Pred missile gets called in for it, and it's an even trade. Now it's down to the 5v4. 1 second on the clock, and they get there to stop the clock. Ching is on, playing it over towards the side. Trunks able to hit him with a hunter-killer drone, and that will tick off the final second. 2-1 we go.
3 segments apiece for every single offensive round thus far. As defense continues to be the favorite side here on Raid, the question comes down to GodLike. Can you force out a round number 5 where you have defense, or just close it out here? Beast is going to open things up here with the Sparrow, just spamming them over the top of Ring. I don't even think he was getting many hit markers here, Shift, but GodLike still trying to push through up through the Ring.
This may be a bit of a fake, though. This is a lot of force towards B, but for a second, I'll say you had Prevail playing through money window at A, and off the respawn, more GodLike members are trying to hit over towards this A zone. So they kind of get the Sparrow for a couple bits of damage, but they do force out the War Machine in return. And now Learn's got window control. If he can get into Kitchen, that would be massive, but the timing is not great. And yeah, King will find him, no worries. Clock stopped at 55 seconds, but there's really not much of a threat here on the A zone, you would think. Wolves again playing with this spawn trap. They've got it set up perfectly, but this time the difference maker is that Wolves are also keeping defenders at home at A. So now it becomes super punishing. 6 life, make it 7 life gap, favoring Wolves defensively.
This is the worst opening break that we've seen from GodLike this entire control. 23 plays up against 16, and the bait play just forces them inside of their spawn. Now they have to force their way over towards B. King is playing the Black Fan head glitch. Stuck in a 1v1 versus Trunks, who's been electric throughout all the respawns yet today. Able to find some more kills. Now he's looking for more space inside of Laundry.
28 eliminations for Trunks. Close to having a claw, and as we said, he earns it. Clock stopped. Second tick of progress at B is underway. Wolves, are they thinking about going for this? Here comes 3 members through mid pillars. Neutrino watching the flank through Art, and it looks like Wolves very well may just give this up. Here comes the exchange. Free fire from Neutrino, good for the 1-for-1. Extra 60 seconds gonna get added, and we've got ourselves a 13v18, minute 35 in the clock.
Defense has already been secured from that 1 segment being over at A, so you do at least have that lifeline if you are GodLike. You're still trailing by 5 lives. Trunks does have that claw to our point earlier. realistically, if this tries to go to a round 5 again, it's the same conversation we had back in that standoff. How many resources can you get out from Wolves, albeit trailing by 5 lives?
And this is another moment we saw GodLike when they played this map earlier today. They were so cute trying to get this spawn trap underway, but it really wasn't necessary. You've already got 1 tick of progress locked. You just need to break this point and force Wolves to come to you. And it looks like they may have learned their lesson, because here comes the play over towards basketball side. The kills are good for GodLike. They've got the opportunity to continue to make this play over towards basketball stairs. King can't get to the heady. Now here comes the follow-up. Hunter Killer Drum will start things off. Prevail gets the kill. Here comes the opportunity to stack. Second tick of progress not being worked on yet, but it could. Abiz, mid-side, front window. Not able to find anything. Annihilator, changing focus from front to back if you're learned. Second tick of progress being worked on. Trunks also with the claw. This is how it happens. 9v11. Second tick of progress gonna get locked. Wolves need to find a way to go. They're still in mid-map. They're nowhere to be found. Abiz, learn, cleaning things up. 1 more tick needed. 8v8. Get on the point. Get on the point. Wolves have been given a lifeline. And Neon will clean things up through pool stairs. King also combines. Get on the point. 6v4. Wolves with the numbers advantage.
Oh no.
18 seconds to play. Gotta make a move now for GodLike. And there's nowhere to go besides from the front. Oh, what a missed opportunity. We're gonna go to round 5.
Oh my. I mean, that is just some impeccable fumbling. There's so much spaghetti all over that A control zone, and GodLike left it all over the place. You had so many kills, the operators popped, you had so many narrow choke points that they could have worked their way through, and an opportunity to force it to a meltdown. Now into a round 5 where you use all of your operators if you are GodLike. Look at the resource advantage Wolves have.
Oh, you can just feel the air in the lungs have been sucked out of GodLike. Operators now being spent by Wolves. Full focus over towards B, and it's perfect. First 2 kills are good. Second tick of progress getting locked. And GodLike, they have to give this up unless Trunks can find something through our window. He's the only defender that can maybe do something. Peg has already gotten deep in towards Kitchen. It's all fumbling. It's all coming apart so quickly. Third tick of progress is going to get locked. They're going to get 2 minutes and 20 seconds with 29 lives.
Not like this. Pred missile in the back pocket of Neon. Operator still available for Zai. Should he want to use that Annihilator? 27 plays up against 26. Nice double kill coming through from Learn. Trying to rectify the map positioning that they once had is now starting to fall through their fingertips once again.
You got to be careful here for GodLike. I get that you're trying to move spawns around over towards Garage, but you've got Wolves members also threatening to do the exact same thing. Big 1v1 here, and Peg takes it. Oh, huge kill. Trunks, though, does secure the trade. Everything starts to stabilize just a touch. Neon calls into Pred, not gonna land for any kills. Except, pardon me, it does find Lure just inside Tiki. Jing up top, finds himself a sniper rifle to support this play from the front side. 25 plays 19, Wolves already at the front doors. Peg still finding kills. 1 more member to get a pull. Now they're on, Annihilator out. Zai, he's been so clutch for his squad, but Neutrino stays up with the War Machine. First tick of progress will be locked. GodLike have a chance to still come off spawn. Peg an issue, but does get dealt with. 12 plays 22, clock continues to tick.
10 plays up against 22. You have to win so many gunfights flawlessly, and Wolves are still slaying out.
Second tick of progress could be on the way. 22 playing 6, and you can feel it if you're a Wolves fan. They came in expecting a championship for China. They didn't even have to play LG. The unexpected rival on the other side of the stage could not hold the candle. Wolves are going to be your COD Mobile 2023 World Champions.
Commiserations to GodLike, but Wolves, they came in confident as all get out. We heard it through the entirety of the weekend. We saw it at the end of CDFI. Wolves come in, get the job done. It took 6 maps, but they are, in fact, your world champions.
By a bunch of their compatriots. One more time, your 2023 champions, Wolves.